our income amounts for food. So in the process of crisis.
Artifacting history, and for good and for bad, and that these cultures are real, they are persistent, they are different, they don't rank on an easy scale, that this is the best, that this is the worst, like we want to do.
Okay, it's not finished. But actually, he said that in the U.S., democracy system was followed and practiced, but around the world, and the U.S. does not follow this rule. So they are the parents, and they want to have the final say. They point out their finger to others. You are right, you are wrong. So that is not democracy. But democracy is you respect the majority rules, but you also respect the minority's decision. But the U.S., they don't like China to choose their own way. They want them to follow, they want China to follow their way. You think about, if the China follow the U.S. way, China will be another state, one of the state of the U.S. So in that case, we can see a lot of developing countries are one of the states of the U.S. So China, we don't want to be the state of the U.S. And even you say they related China's centralized political system linked with the Communist Party, but that's wrong. Just like this professor said, from the history till today, China has adopted centralized political system for centuries. Because we are a large continent, we are different from the US. It's a federal system, but we are centralized the system. When you are centralized the system, of course, the government will control a lot of things. So we have to understand this from those historical perspective. But today we are seeing China, we support democracy. And we regard our country as a democratic country or whatever you name that. But in China, we think we practice the whole process, people's democracy. So what does that mean? That means, just like our presidency reflected, the so-called democracy just based on the election is not something the people just follow the big slogan every other few years, and then they have nothing to do with the politics. So this is not something we like to do. And after that we say we follow the socialist democracy, and we have a lot of process. So why we see the whole process, which means we do have democracy the election, but that's not on the top, but at a lot of grassroots and regional elections we do use this method. And also we use consultation system or the other system. For example, in my university, if we select a new vice president or president, and every of us we have to vote, and we vote. But the thing is not based on the votes. Do you think voting can benefit the good leaders? Maybe not. And the top, they will also try to evaluate whether you are good or not. It's the same like select the monitor of the classroom. It's a combination of the group leader. You cannot say, okay, maybe the leader chosen by the group is the less offensive person, but maybe the person without any leadership, without any responsibility to take the burden to lead the people to go ahead. So that's why that's Chinese wisdom. And okay, let's see what's
Bias, what's the next figure?
Yes, thank you. And that's why those are the figures about what kind of election was carried out, and how the grassroots public opinions or designs could be embedded into our national Congress. And the concept of, the whole process, democracy is based on the pooling the people's wisdom. And there's a lot of feedback mechanism. For example, in China, you worry that Chinese media, they don't watch the government. They don't play the role to watch as a watchdog, which is highly promoted by the Western media. The media in China, we collaborate constructively with the government to bring our five-year plan, our 10-year plan, those very fundamental, service controlled by private. If those companies controlled by private, and they will never have the chance to publicize, those, service. So this is what I'd like to share with you today, and thank you very much.